Hi, my name is Matt Pepitz, and I'm with Holland Integrated Metal Solutions. We're here at OTC 2013 in our booth. First time we're going to show operator cabins. Just kind of wanted to walk you through a little bit about what we have here in our booth. This is the first time we're debuting it, so we have a display here of our wall design. This differentiates a lot from what other vendors are doing. Typically you'll see a tube frame or skinned with aluminum. We build our frames a little bit different. Zoom in here. We're building these kind of like a commercial construction. You're going to have a steel stud. We're going to make aluminum frames. We can do carbon frames. Our frames are 3 inches by 1 3/4 and then 1/8 inch thick. And that's going to be for both the steel and aluminum. And then we have the holes lasered out in between the studs. And what that gives you is a lot of our hard conduit, our electrical, is going to be run through the walls. It also gives you the chance to reduce weight. So if you have a steel cab and you want to reduce weight, instead of using that tube frame, you can't really cut out a lot of weight. This gives you that capability to cut out a lot of weight. You can kind of see some examples of the EMT that's running through the wall down here. Then on this next panel, once we build our frame, once we wire up a lot of the EMT and the electrical, we're going to use spray-in foam insulation. This gives you about an R6, R7 rated value, spray-in insulation. And then instead of using rivets, we're actually using a 3M product. It's a commercial grade VHB tape. It's a double-sided tape. They've been using it in the 70s on ambulances, since the 70s, ambulances, airplane wings. It's a very, very durable product. So once we get the insulation done, once we have everything taped, we're going to buff out the skin, whether it's going to be the carbon skin or aluminum. And for the skins, we're using an 063 thickness, 3003 aluminum. So that's where we're going to buff it out before we start the paint. And then we have a paint booth in-house, and we're using PPG paints. We can do metallics, we can do solid colors. It's a 3-base system. It's an acid primer, a base coat, and then a top coat that's kind of gives you that shine clear coat as well. So this is kind of our wall design. Let's step into one of the cabs we have here. Total Equipment's one of our customers, and they actually let us show one of their cabs here. So this is one of their cabs. It's for a nitrogen pump. So let's walk inside and take a look. So first thing you'll notice when you get on the inside is it's very clean. We don't use rivets on the inside as well. If you look at the floor, this is going to be our standard floor. Instead of using rubber mats, diamond plate, this is kind of like the product that you see in the back of a pickup truck. It's a rhino liner type product, but it's a very durable, textured floor. It just rolls on really easy. Do it in a bunch of different colors. Black's kind of the standard. And then typically on the sides we'll bring it up about 4 inches just to kind of help keep scuffs off the wall. As far as the consoles go, we have a lot of different designs on consoles, a lot of standard designs. We can do access panels in the front. We can do access panels on the back of it. We also provide the graphic panels that has all the graphics, different colors. And that just kind of also helps to make sure that everything matches up. A lot of times when you get your console and then you get your panel from a different vendor, the holes don't always match up. So this just kind of helps make sure that what you're getting from us is going to line up, it's going to match your gauges and everything else like that. Options on the inside, we have a lot of different window designs. Tempered, we can do tempered glass, laminated glass, attack proof, bulletproof, double pane, single pane, triple pane, air purge, gas purge. A lot of different options, and then we can do sliding windows, egress windows, stationary windows. And if you kind of see on the hardware here, a lot of the companies will use plastic hardware, little red latches that could break off really easy. And even the frame itself is not a very durable material, but this is out of anodized aluminum, so it's very, very sturdy, very industrial. And then all the hardware that we have is all metal as well, so it'll last in the field. If you guys do need to get out, or if they're trying to open up windows, you can pretty much chance that it's not gonna break or anything like that. So a lot of different window options. You can also kind of see the lights. So lights, we're trying to lean people towards using LEDs. This draws less amps. And it's a lot kind of a cleaner looking light. But you can do a lot of different options. These are 2 LEDs, and you can actually switch them back and forth between red and white. So red for your nighttime operation, and then white for your daytime operation if you need some more lights there. We have strip lighting in a lot of our different cabs, so if you're wanting to go a real low profile, we actually have some that are a lot thinner than this, and it's a real long, thin strip. They're probably about 3/8 thick, and that's really good. So if we have height restrictions, what that gives you is the ability to maximize your cab height without really giving a lot of height to your light. You can kind of see up here on the top, this light sticks out probably about 4 inches from the top. So if you use a strip LED light, this gives you a couple other inches of some height fixes here. We also can install the speakers. This cab itself has speakers installed. We have junction box Here, everything's clearly labeled. So all the wiring that's going to be run into the middle, and then underneath the consoles, kind of going with the wires. Underneath the console, and we'll show you on the outside. It's where you're going to tie in with all your electrical. We'll walk out there in a second. And then there's a lot of other things we can do. Windshield wipers. This plate up here, is actually something that when we were visiting a customer, their operators kept saying that every time they leaned over to look out the window, they kept hitting their head on the wiper motor. So behind that access plate is actually where the wiper motor is, but we incorporated it into the design. Just so that way they don't have to keep hitting their head. And it's just small changes like that where we always like to ask the end user, the people on the assembly line, the engineers, is what might be causing them pain, and how we might be able to help them with the engineering process, kind of make that a better product for them. And then we can also do just a whole bunch of different kinds. We've done some that have vinyl and wood trim, so just a lot of different finish out options on the inside. And then if you notice here in the back, we have a couple vents here, so we can also provide the HVAC. We can either typically provide that and install that, or if you have a bunch in stock, or have a good deal from Visionaire, Red Dot, there, whoever you might be using, you can provide that so that you can still install. But we have all of these installed, a bunch of different options, whether it be a rear mount, a roof mount, hydraulic, electric, a lot of different HVAC options for that as well. Let me show you the captain console tie-in. So come here to the front. A lot of them, they usually get like a big old spaghetti wire. Nothing's really clearly labeled. You don't know which one's the lights, which one's the thermostat, where's the speaker wire go. So on the inside, we're going to see this cabin console tie-in. So it's going to be very organized. Everything's going to be clearly labeled, so that way when it does get to your shop floor, your guys know exactly what plugs into where the electrical goes. And then you can also see on the back of this panel, we can also do graphics on the back of the panel. So instead of your guys having schematic drawings out or trying to turn gauges to figure out where everything's going, it's clearly going to be labeled on the back, so it kind of takes out the guesswork. This is kind of what a finished cab looks like. But you can also do a bunch of different access panels. And then a little bit more on the exterior of this. We can do a bunch of different lighting options. LED floodlights, we can do regular fluorescent floodlights. And if you swing right here to the side, you can actually see the lifting eye that's up. We have a lot of different lifting eye options. This one incorporates to be a lifting eye that also has a light mount. So there's a bunch of different designs we can do there. If you do have height restrictions, we have some designs that are actually below the height of the cab that can still be used as a light mount, and then also a lifting eye as well. We got the rain gutter guards that are on the sides, they're on both sides of the cab. It's kind of nice on the outside. It's a very thin outside. We have controlled seams around the sides. On the top, we do have one seam. But what we're using, you can kind of see the tape outline up there, but what we're using is another 3M product. It's called Extreme Tape. It's probably about 2 to 3 inches, and they use that in the RV industry a lot. So it's a very durable product. Water will not get into that seam. It's just the kind of flat size that we use that just allow us to have that seam at the top. And then we just kind of pan out to some of the rest of the stuff. So this is for an oxygen pump. Our booth has 3 different cabs in it. They're all aluminum cabs. The other ones here with our customer interview hydrant is for a little combo cabin, but it's got another panel that's got the graphics on the side. You can kind of see on the electrical on the inside. It's got some different lighting options, 2 egress windows, the solid door. And one thing I didn't show you is this kind of durability up the door. So, you talk about door strength and just kind of our difference between frames and how it's all built. Our frames are very durable. We always like to tell people to slam the door shut. Just you can see how solid of a design that is. I'm going to slam this shut. Very solid, very durable, very clean on the outside. So if you're still around OTC, stop by our booth, 11001. We're an outdoor pavilion. Come on by and see us.